Welcome to this explainer on our core philosophy here at Pratimoksha. If you're navigating the fast-paced, high-pressure environment of Dubai, you probably already know that finding just a moment to breathe, well, it can feel like a total luxury. But at our Out Method studio, we firmly believe that peace isn't a luxury at all. It's a foundational skill. So today, we're going to explore how classical yoga offers incredibly practical tools for the modern professional. And to be clear, we're not talking about escaping your life. We're talking about learning how to truly inhabit it with calm and clarity. Let's dive right in with a question that, honestly, might feel a little confronting. Are you genuinely busy or just avoiding the quiet discomfort of stillness? You see, when new students walk through our doors, they're usually carrying the heavy weight of back-to-back schedules. But as our founder, Lalitha Viswanath, often points out, being busy is rarely just a neutral state. There's actually this psychological concept known as idleness aversion. Basically, when we're faced with absolutely nothing to do, a lot of us feel this underlying anxiety. We quickly find something, literally anything, to fill the gap, just because staying in motion feels so much safer than sitting with our own restless thoughts.
Moving into section 1, the illusion of busyness. Let's understand our restless habits.
So, behavioral researchers have actually found a pattern that perfectly mirrors what we see every single day in Dubai's corporate culture. The studies show that people actively prefer staying occupied over doing nothing. Get this, they will even choose to do tasks that serve absolutely no real purpose rather than just sit in restful idleness. Busyness basically becomes a shield. It feels like a justification for existing, right? When you're rushing down Sheikh Zayed Road from one meeting to the exact next one, it feels like you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. But often, it's just a culturally accepted way to avoid stillness. And there's a really profound contradiction in how we value our lives. Research from Harvard confirms a pattern we frequently discuss at Pratimoksha. People who spend money to buy back their time report measurably higher daily happiness than those who spend that exact same money on material possessions. Yet, even knowing this, most people still avoid the trade. We just keep packing our schedules, totally mistaking a full calendar for a meaningful life. We defend our busyness as if it's forced on us from the outside, but actually, very often, it's a cage we build ourselves. Section 2. Redefining true discipline. Moving beyond reactive intensity. Now, in the corporate world, discipline usually looks like reactive intensity. It's the ability to juggle 10 urgent emails while sitting in a high-stakes strategy meeting. It looks super disciplined from the outside, for sure. But internally, the mind is just churning and jumping wildly from one demand to the next. Classical yoga, however, defines discipline entirely differently. In its earliest definitions, yoga is literally the stilling of the fluctuations of the mind. So it's not about eliminating activity. Rather, it's about steadying the mind so you can do what actually needs to be done, at the pace it requires, without all that exhausting internal churn. This crucial point is beautifully summarized by a quote from our founder, Lalitha Viswanath. She notes, a student's most disciplined moment on the mat is rarely their most intense one. It's the moment they stay present in a pose that has stopped being interesting. I mean, that is profound, isn't it? True discipline isn't about pushing your body into the most frantic, exhausting, or physically intense shape. It's about enduring presence. Can you stay calm and focused when the stimulation just stops? That is the absolute real test of a disciplined mind. Which brings us to Section 3, the trap of accumulation, navigating the Dubai hustle. In our studio, we place a really strong emphasis on the yamas, which are the ethical restraints outlined in the Yoga Sutras. One of the absolute most relevant for modern life is aparigraha, which translates to non-grasping or non-accumulation. Normally, we think of this purely in terms of material wealth, but in a super fast-moving professional environment, accumulating unnecessary calendar commitments, extra projects, open slots, that is a very real, very modern form of grasping. It's that constant, nagging urge to add just one more thing to your plate. And let's face it, Dubai's professional culture, especially in places like Business Bay or DIFC, heavily rewards visible accumulation. More responsibilities and more meetings are instantly seen as career growth. And look, while ambition isn't wrong, aparigraha asks us to simply pause. Before you accept that next invite, we teach our students to ask this vital question. Is this commitment actually necessary, or is it simply available? Are you taking it on just because turning it down feels kind of uncomfortable? Learning to say no with grace is an incredibly powerful application of classical yoga right there in the boardroom. Section 4. Taming the Restless Mind. Ancient Wisdom for Modern Overload. In the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the Dhyana Yoga chapter, Arjuna makes a complaint that sounds exactly like a modern professional's daily anxiety. He says the mind is more difficult to control than the wind, restless and hard to master. Keep in mind, this was written roughly 2,000 years ago. No way, right? It is incredibly validating to realize that our human struggle with a chaotic, overworked mind isn't some new phenomenon caused by smartphones. It's simply part of the human condition, which means the ancient solutions are just as effective today as they were millennia ago. The ancient text doesn't tell us to just flip a switch and turn the mind off. Instead, it offers a twofold approach that Lalitha Viswanath deeply integrates into all our teachings: abhyasa, which is study, repeated practice, and vairagya, which is detachment from the outcome. So in your daily life, this means showing up and doing the really hard work on that stressful deadline. That's the abhyasa. But the vairagya, that's loosening your exhausting mental grip on exactly how things must turn out. It's the mental loop of imagining everything that could possibly go wrong that makes the deadline unbearable, not the actual work itself. We literally train you to drop that loop.
Let's move to Section 5, Practice at Pratimoksha, bringing philosophy to the mat.
At Pratimoksha, all of this isn't just abstract theory. It shapes our classes from day one. We have several transformative signature programs designed specifically to train this exact capacity for calmness. Our Prana and Beyond program focuses heavily on breath work, because holding a breath pattern requires staying with discomfort rather than trying to escape it. Our dhyana meditation workshops ask students to notice the mind's pull toward the next busy thought and actively choose not to follow it. And because we totally know how demanding Dubai can be, our individual programs offer customized schedules, so you don't ever have to stress about missing a fixed group class. Our ultimate goal here does not ask you to abandon your career, slow your ambitions, or step back from your demanding life. Classical yoga wasn't built just for monks hiding in caves. It has a rich, rich tradition of supporting householders and busy professionals. The goal of our teachings at Pratimoksha is for you to find steadiness inside your obligations, not outside of them. You can absolutely keep your fully packed calendar, but your internal experience of it completely shifts from something you are merely surviving to a life you are fully and peacefully inhabiting. If you're ready to make that shift, beginning your journey to calm is incredibly straightforward. Step 1 is simply recognizing the need to change your relationship with busyness. Step 2 is taking action by booking a trial session at our really welcoming studio right in Outmetha. And Step 3 is experiencing the transformation firsthand. You see, you can't just read about these philosophical shifts. They literally have to be felt and earned through sustained, steady practice on the mat. And we're here to guide you every single step of the way.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to ponder. Will you continue merely surviving your full calendar, letting the wind of your restless mind dictate your days? Or are you finally ready to step out of the noise, train your focus, and inhabit your life with true steadiness? The tools are available and the space is waiting for you at Pratimoksha. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we really look forward to welcoming you into our studio very, very soon.